Hi and welcome back to PokeDeeley's channel. Today I'm doing something a bit different. I'm going to be showing you my custom deck which I've made. Now, for those who've seen the Corner Legends box, unfortunately it's not the Lucario deck, it's my own fire-based deck, so I'll just quickly get it out. And hopefully you enjoyed the other videos so far of the base and the fossil set. I am hoping to upload more shortly. Sorry about the Quake cam, but still using my phone. So, in this deck I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12 fire energies, as its main attacking is fire. 2 double colourless energies, because you never know when you'll need them, because not all attacks use fire. Some of course use just colourless. 1 rescue energy, so that if your Pokemon is knocked out, you return it to your hand, and if it's the stage 2, you return the stage 2, stage 1 and basic to your hand, so that's a good one to have. Now the items and supporters. Now I've got 1 copycat, which allows you to shuffle your hand into your deck and then draw a number of cards equal to what your opponent's got. So if you've only got 1 and they've got around 7, then it's a good way of replenishing your hand. I've also got, and that was a supporter, so 2 Pokemon communications to search for my Pokemon when I need them. 1 and 2 interviewers' questions, which are good for trying to find energy, because you look at the top 8 cards of your deck, and if there's any energy, even if it's basic or special energy, you get to put it straight into your hand and shuffle the rest into your deck. And that's a supporter, so you can only use 1 per turn. Then I've got Pokemon Reversal. Now, it's sort of like Gust of Wind, but it's got a coin flip. So you've got to be quite lucky and get the flip that you need. Now, 2 supporter Professor Oak's New Theory. Shuffle your hand into your deck and draw 6 cards. Good for if you need to replenish your hand and get the cards that you need. A Seeker, which is good if you've just retreated a Pokemon which has got damage, because then you can pick it up, so that if they try and do an attack to damage your bench Pokemon, it won't do anything. 2 Professor Elm's New Theory from Gold and Silver, so you can search for your evolution cards, which is good if you've got the basic or stage 1 out and you're just looking for the stage 2, unless it's in your prizes. A Professor Juniper, which is like the base set Professor Oak, so you discard your hand and draw 7 cards. Again, it's a supporter, but it can be a bit risky if you've got good cards in your hand. 2 Switch, which is always good if you've got a Pokemon ready with all energy attached, waiting to attack, and you haven't got any on your active. 1, 2, 3. Oh, sorry about this. 3 energy retrieval, one of them being a reverse hollow, which is always good. These are good for getting energy back out of your discard pile if your Pokemon's fainted, or if you've had to discard them due to an attack. 2 Super Scoop Ups, sort of like Seeker, but it's a coin flip and you can pick any, not just your bench Pokemon, so you can pick up your 1 which is in play. and then replace it with somebody else. A judge, which is a good way of getting the hands to match each other. 2, Team Rocket's Trickery, which is good for disruption, because you draw 2 cards, they have to discard 1 card. And then got 2 Pokemon Collectors to search for your basics, so if your bench is looking a bit empty, so you don't lose by default. 2 Fishermen, so like energy retrieval, but you get to pick 4 cards and put them back into your hand, which is good. So that's the energy and supporters. Now onto the Pokemon. Now first one is a Vulpix. Now it's only got 1 attack really, which can damage, but it's not that good until it evolves into Ninetales, which has got a powerful attack and also a good ability where if you discard fire energy, you get to draw 3 cards. So that's good if you need to find the card that you need, and then you can use energy retrieval or fisherman to get the energy back. Then I've got 1 Reshiram, which is the promo Reshiram from the tins, with which Blue Flare is quite good, and Outrage is good because it does 20 damage plus 10 more for every damage count on Reshiram. So you can basically get almost killed, use Outrage to 1-hit KO. 2 Cyndaquils from Gold and Silver. 2 Quillavas from Gold and Silver. Flamethrower is quite a good attack. And as you probably guessed, just 1 Typhlosion from Gold and Silver. Fire Spin's quite good, but you have to discard 2 energy, so can be a bit damaging. Hoot Hoot is the next one, which you can put the Pokemon to sleep and you can attack, so fairly good. And also its evolution, Noctowl, which is the reverse one, which has a good ability where once per turn you can draw a card, and this would work well with Judge because Extrasensory is if you have the same number of cards in your hand as your opponent, this attack does 40 plus 40 more, so you can end up doing 80 if you've used Judge, which is fairly good. Then the first of the 2 baby Pokemon, Cleffa, which is good because you can, it's like Professor Oak's new theory, and the good thing about the babies is after they've used their attack, which costs 0 energy, you can they then go to sleep, and if they stay asleep, then they don't get any damage done, so they can be a bit of a brick wall. Next one is Tyrogue, again another baby, and one of the only Pokemon which can attack with no energy, Mischievous Punch. And it isn't affected by weakness or resistance, so if they've got a fighting resistance, Tyrogue doesn't care about that, he just goes straight through it. And again, as he's a baby one, after his attack he goes to sleep, and if he stays asleep, he doesn't take any damage. He's a good counter for the Cleffa, as I've used it before against my friend Zin Pulls, because we sometimes have a bit of a battle. Now if you haven't already checked out his channel, do. It's Zin Pulls, which is XINPULLS. He has box openings, booster openings, raffles, just general everything that you find from a PokeTuber really. So check him out and subscribe to him, and also subscribe to mine as well at the same time. And if you subscribe to him, tell him the PokeDeeley recommended him to you. Now the last set of Pokemon is the Tepig evolution. So 2 Tepics with Tackle and Rollout. just the normal ones. 2 Pignite, which is good with their flame charge because you can attach an energy, but it is an attack, so you really got to hope to try and get the energy on him before you send him out. And last but not least, 2 Ember abilities, one of them being a reverse hollow and one of them being a standard hollow. Now, Heat Crash, 80 damage, really good, and their Pokebody Internal Fandango, which allows you to attach fire energy to as many Pokemon as you like in your turn. So if your hand's full of fire energy, you can distribute it. Now, question of the day: what type, fire, water, electric, what type of deck do you like? Post your answers in the comments, and like if you liked this video, subscribe if you want for further videos, and I hope that you've enjoyed it, and there should be many more videos to come. Thank you and goodbye.